Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
K-pop news. Why are K-pop girl groups like ILLIT, IDOL, and Meow getting so weird?
Something's
I wonder
changing in
what
the
they
world
mean
of
by
K-pop,
weird.
especially among girl groups. If you've been keeping an eye on recent comebacks, you've probably noticed the shift. From dreamy, melodic tracks to chaotic, unpredictable sounds, and music videos that leave you wondering what just happened. So,
That's good, because that dreamy shit, I think it only works in Korea, because I don't really see who's in the West listening to that dreamy, I don't know, 14-year-old type of music.
what's going on? Why are so many K-pop girl groups turning to these strange, disorienting, and sometimes downright bizarre concepts? Is it artistic growth? Or is the industry simply running out of ideas? K-pop fans have taken to forums and social media to ask the same question over and over. Why do girl groups these days have such weird concepts? From jarring beat drops and rapid-fire tempo changes to music videos that look
I feel
like
like
art school fever dreams.
with girl groups, they and boy groups too, they have like their eras. Like maybe they were in their good girl era, now in their villain era.
Yeah, like seems like
It's like phases.
they start out with that dreamy vibe, because no, that's the kind of the age all group that they're, like ILLIT, they started out with the little cherish my love, because, they're going for the teenage girl vibe. But as you grow, it makes sense for the music to grow as well, because your listeners grow with you.
Something's definitely shifted. One fan put it bluntly, they go ta ta ta, and suddenly it's like Pikachu got hit with a million volts. That sentiment sums up how some listeners are reacting to these increasingly experimental soundscapes. Take ILLIT, GIDLA, or even newer names like MIOVV. Their recent comebacks have sparked both intrigue and confusion. Fans described the Soyeon X Zion T collaboration as confusing, with lyrics that felt off and visuals that tried too hard to be avant-garde. ILLIT's latest music video, some called it bold, others said it felt more like organized chaos. Either way, the message is clear. These girl groups are stepping far outside traditional boundaries. So why the shift? Many believe it comes down to the pressure to stand out in an oversaturated market. In today's K-pop scene, even the most subtle similarities get called out. Minimal styling and long straight hair, that's NewJeans. Metallic themes and cyberpunk vibes, that's A-Spare. Group-wide platinum blonde hair, sounds like G.I.DLE. Wine red aesthetics, that's Red Velvet's territory. With so many visual and stylistic trademarks already claimed, newer groups might feel like they have to go the unconventional
Claims.
route,
They don't
just
own
to
the
avoid
looks.
being accused of
They
copying.
don't own the
But here's a
vibes.
twist. While some fans long for the return of melodic, feel-good tracks from groups like Loveliz, A-Pink, or Oh My Girl, others welcome the chaos. One comment under a viral post said, before,
Yeah, I think these criticisms is coming from the Koreans, because it does seem, as I just said in the intro, Koreans like that mellow, uh, like what to us seem very childish music. But these groups are going for international markets. You can't do that with that type of music. It's just not gonna land. So of course they have to experiment and create something more sharper, that's gonna edgier, that's gonna land. Like look at Gnarly. They're trying to create next Gnarly.
Trust me, they're making new groups to fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
So I don't think like K-pop goes missing.
yeah, they're making new groups. Let
Yeah.
those new groups do that, deal with that, and let them take the Korean market.
people said everything sounds the same. Now they're mad when someone does something different. You can't win. Another wrote, the industry only grows with diversity. I like GIDL, MIOVV, and ILLIT. I think they're doing just fine. At the heart of the debate is a longing for balance. Fans want music that feels fresh and exciting, but still emotionally resonant. They want experimentation, but not at the expense of coherence. Yes, pushing creative boundaries is how K-pop stays relevant, but at the end of the day, it's authenticity and connection that keep fans coming back. As K-pop girl groups continue to evolve, the scene will keep walking that tightrope between innovation and tradition. Some concepts will confuse us, some will inspire us, but one thing's for sure, K-pop is never boring. On-screen text. What do you think about the new wave of
Okay.
Hmm. What do I think? I mean, I can't think that long. There's always a new group with the sound
Yeah,
that's
In the
I
world of
missing.
think, as you said, they keep making these groups like pancakes, so it's gonna be a new group that's gonna fill in that gap. And
I feel like the conversation should be more like, oh my God, I have to get to know a new group. Like, I have to get to know the girls, their signs, their birthdays, what their preferences are. That would be the complaint.
Why KATSEYE's Megan coming out stirred controversy in Korea?
Why?
Why did it?
Why?
Okay.
In the world of K-pop, identity and self-expression are becoming more visible than ever, but not without controversy. Recently, Megan, a member of the global girl group KATSEYE, came out as bisexual during a live broadcast, joining fellow members Lara, who previously identified as queer. The timing of Megan's announcement was meaningful, as it took place during Pride Month, a period that celebrates LGBTQ+ communities around the world. Fans internationally rallied behind her, showing strong support on platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter. But while the global response has been largely positive, the reaction in some corners of Korean internet communities has sparked a heated debate. A viral post on the popular forum Pan, which has now surpassed 100,000 views, included a clip of Megan's coming out, while some users applauded her bravery.
What it said? Lara had previously come out as bisexual, and Manon was already known to be part of LGBTQ+ community. After posting photos of her girlfriend on Instagram recently during a live... Oh, that's nothing.
The post was quickly overrun with divisive comments, several of which were voted to the top and labeled by other users as homophobic. Here are just a few examples of the top-rated comments. I don't get what the point of leaving a comment like that is. Who asked? Whether you're dating a girl or not, just focus on doing your job. Honestly.
That person is not wrong. I mean, nobody really... That's your personal business. We don't have to know that. I mean, if you come out to your family, friends, that's cool,
But I guess it's like thinking if they express themselves in their lyrics and maybe some like opportunities that they take, like if they would choose to participate in Pride, at some point they do kind of like want to figure out where do you stand in the community. So it kind of comes up in a way.
I don't think that comment was hateful though.
90%
What do
of
you
these
mean? The
things.
one
The one
that they asked, they don't want to know. They just
right,
want
they're
to
just saying, yeah, just...
Oh, that's the same thing as someone saying shut up and dribble. It's like who are you as a fan to kind of tell
it's...
where the artist wants to present themselves and take the backlash, and they want to stand. You say you want the artist to stand in their truths, but when they go and tell you their truths, they say, oh, why you telling me this? I just pay to see you perform, dance monkey dance. Like, come on, that's outrageous.
Okay, but like when it comes to politics in Korea, look what's happening with Karina. They're basically saying that we don't want to
Yeah,
see
but
your politics.
the problem is that we shouldn't care about their politics. Is just that if they choose to stand on what they believe in, they have to take the consequences. This is some of the consequences.
No, I mean, I'm not saying what she did was wrong. Of course, has the right to say whatever she wants. I'm just saying, I don't feel like that person's completely out of the left field where like saying, no, I don't really care what she is, which, I mean,
Can I see the
shouldn't care.
comment?
Yeah, I don't get what's the point. Like, because nobody really cares. Like, who you like, who you like. Like, okay. Like, what are we supposed to do with that
But it's
information?
like kind of controlling what they say.
No, they can say whatever they want to say, of course.
Are just fashion bisexuality or queerbaiting. It's just part of their marketing strategy. Even overseas, 90% of the artists who come out as bi end up only dating the opposite.
This is also not entirely wrong.
That's debatable.
Because statistically,
it's just who's to say? Like, this
yes,
is all debatable.
Right.
We don't know at the end of the day if their intentions is pure or not. Is it your job to know if it's pure or not? Are you the gatekeeper of making sure people who are actually gay be gay?
Yeah, that, because statistically now half of the group is gay. I mean, population-wise, not. I don't. I mean, maybe half of population.
You're
is
saying
gay,
they represent the population?
I feel like if you take any random sample of people in population.
Well, this is not a random sample. The company has selected a girl group. Like,
Yes.
They know what they're looking. They have a prototype in their mind. The vibes they're looking for. So this is not a random sample.
Opposite sex. It's really unsettling how this kind of thing is becoming normalized. These remarks
that was homophobic.
Sparked backlash from other users who rushed to defend Megan and criticize the tone of the conversation. Some counter comments included, KATSEYE is a group clearly aimed at international markets, but so many people in the comments have no idea what they're talking about. You even see people using this as an excuse to be homophobic. If you don't know what you're talking about, just scroll past. There are a lot of people in the comments who seem stuck in the past. Same-sex marriage is being legalized in so many countries now. LOL.
The only thing is, once again, why are we really caring what people in Korea think about this? They're not right. They're saying they're not a K-pop group. I do feel like they market too much to K-pop to Korea. They shouldn't. So like, why do we even care what people in Korea? Obviously, the society is, you know, conservative. It's years behind the Western world in terms of, I guess, freedom, liberty, whatever. So like, why do we care what they have to say? I don't even like. Who cares?
As the debate rages online, one thing remains clear. Megan's decision to share her identity has resonated with many and sparked important conversations, both supportive and critical, about
Like it's one thing if, you know, they tried to be like a K-pop group, and like if
Can you go through the comments here?
yeah, if somebody from K-pop group came out, then, you know, we can take Koreans' opinions about that, because, you know, that's their country, but they're not even K-pop. Like, why do we care what Koreans got to say about this? First, plus we love Megan. This is the stupidest I've heard. Bisexual is different from lesbian. Like, being bi basically means being attracted to both male and female. Okay, I'm not sure what that's referring to. I hate this much because you act like you're bi, have to date majority of your same sex or. Oh, I guess this
There's
about
a
the
lot of policing going on.
queer baiting.
You know, I don't think it's a requirement to have to come out, but if they choose to do so, they choose to do so.
Yeah, I don't really think
Because
anybody
we don't
should
have
care.
straight people having to come out. Like, I'm straight. You don't have to. But if they did, everyone I think would have the same kind of questions like,
Hey,
why are
everyone.
you saying this?
Yeah, like, why? Who cares?
Are you looking for a moment?
Yeah. Oh, honestly, it does kind of seem attention seeking a little bit too. Like when you come out, like if you come out, oh, because you want attention. Oh, look at me now, I'm this. But like, even if you come out and say, oh, I'm straight, like, yeah, you right. People be like, okay, who gives a fuck? So if we all about equality, then we should keep the same energy. If somebody comes out as gay or bisexual or whatever, we say, who gives a fuck? Why are you telling me that? Like, it should be the same energy. Anyway, ILLIT just broke K-pop fandom norms. 90% of fans were women.
Welcome back
That's
to the
good
channel.
for them.
Today,
Yeah, that
we're
is good
diving
for
into one
them,
of the most
because
Because it was getting really creepy.
yeah, because they're a young group. Yeah, they don't need no
'Cause
old
before they had a
men.
lot of old men.
Yeah, we don't need no old men following them. Yeah, that's weird.
That's
about
probably why
moments
they
from
changed a
ILLIT
little bit of their visuals too.
recent fan meeting, Glitter Day, in Seoul. And no, it's not about performances or surprises. It's about the overwhelming number of female fans and what the organizers had to do about it. According to multiple sources, around 95% of the attendees at ILLIT's fan meeting were women. That's not just a random estimate. Official ticketing data shows 90.4% of tickets were bought by women, most of them in their 20s. The situation got so tilted that the venue actually converted the men's restroom into a second women's restroom to handle the massive demand. That's not something you hear every day at a K-pop event. To put that into perspective, Lee Seraphim's fan base at similar events, around 56% female. NewJeans' fan base, actually 59% male at their fan meetings. But ILLIT? Again, nearly 90% women. That makes ILLIT one of the most female-dominated fandoms in 4th gen.
I mean, it makes sense because they're a very young group. Like, of course, the 10% of creepy men, they are gonna follow them. But most of the men, they're not really attracted to 16-year-old girls or whatever. Like, they just do not look attractive for regular, normal men. So, because men would follow a girl group probably because, you know, they have a crush or whatever. So, like, Les Seraphim, you know, the girls are in their 20s. It makes sense. You know, guys have crushes on them. And then NewJeans, same thing. One is like under like 19, but the others I think is over 20. Also makes sense. But these girls, like they still have their baby face. Like, what kind of man is attracted to them? God, the 10%, they're creepy as fuck.
K-pop, at least in Korea. So why the huge female turnout? ILLIT's image plays a big role. Their concept is fresh, soft, and emotionally relatable. Something that clearly resonates with young women who see themselves in the members. They're not overly stylized or commercialized. And that
I guess, to be fair, maybe in those 10% there's also some boys, you know, so like if the 14, 15-year-old boys have crushes on them, that's normal, that's their age group. So, you know, not all 10% are creepy men, but, you know, whatever, the grown men that are following this group, they're creepy
that
as fuck.
authenticity is drawing in fans who might not typically follow idol groups. Of course, this doesn't mean ILLIT doesn't have male fans. They definitely do. But this moment highlights how uniquely female-driven their current popularity is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is this just a
Very, very nice.
Oh, it's interesting.
What?
So this channel on the page says he, him. But if this a guy doing this, why are we using girl's voice? That's
I don't know. Usually, most of the T channel's voices, they
In the-
are ladies.
we have some guys.
I don't recall. The ones that they show their face, sure, but not ones that
we
don't.
okay, yeah, we have guys. We do guys when we do like places to visit, and this AI voice is always guys.
Yeah, for places to visit, yeah.
Yeah.
But when it comes like gossip, it's like they put a lady's voice.
I don't know. Anyway, Kiss of Life issues a fourth apology and announces legal action.
Oh.
Fourth apology. God damn. So we just keep racking up the apologies.
The ever-changing world of K-pop, few things ignite discussion quite like controversy. And the latest developments surrounding rookie girl group Kiss of Life are a prime example. On June 5th, the group's agency, S2 Entertainment, made a serious announcement on the group's official social media. The company revealed that Kiss of Life has been receiving ongoing harassment, including disturbing death threats, following their April 2nd livestream incident. In response, the agency stated that it will be taking legal action against those responsible.
That's too much. I mean, whatever they did is inappropriate, but to receive threats for that? I mean, that's come on.
For these threats. But alongside that announcement came something many weren't expecting. Yet another apology. Yes, this marks the fourth official apology Kiss of Life has made, in connection to their now infamous...
That's not apology. They said, we remain deeply grateful. Oh, wait. That's not what I read. We would like to extend our deepest apologies to everyone who was hurt. Enough. Okay, I guess that's the apology part. I mean, but I think that's okay though, because you have to keep apologizing until people forgive you. So there's not, I mean, we shouldn't like make fun of them for apologizing more.
Yeah.
It's better than not apologizing at all, like Blackpink, except Jisoo. You know, like at least, you know, they're trying, and the more they keep apologizing, the more maybe people will be forgiving. They're like, okay,
You know, for them to keep trying to apologize, it make me seem like
it
they're
shows
trying,
something.
they're
It shows something. Yeah, like even though their first apology is okay, we can say, okay, they were fake. But okay, it seems like they're starting to realize, and they're like, okay, we fucked up. We have to keep apologizing. So the more they apologize, you know, by the 25th apology, maybe people will say, oh, okay, we forgive. Everybody will move on. And it is a way better approach than just ignoring and like, oh, nothing happened.
Yeah.
So you there's not something, oh, we should like make fun of them. Like if they let them keep apologizing, that with every apology, if they keep apologizing every week, it shows that okay, they really like they mean it.
Yes, this marks the fourth official apology Kiss of Life has made, in connection to their now infamous hip-hop themed birthday livestream, which sparked backlash for featuring racially insensitive content and stereotypes. Let's break it down. The original livestream aired on April 6th. Shortly after, the agency deleted the video and issued a formal apology. Then, the members themselves posted a second,
I guess this is just a recap. Or maybe there's netizens' reaction. Let's skip to that.
handwritten apology. Marks argue that enough is.
Oh.
The girls are continuing to reflect and take responsibilities. Others, however, argue that enough is enough, and question if this many apologies are even productive at this point. Let's take a look at what netizens are saying. No, really, this is too much. They received deep threats for that? This is crazy. Even after all this, they're still apologizing. It's so sad. At this rate, they'll be apologizing for giving too many apologies. This situation is completely out of control now. Some are questioning.
Well, K netizens, yes. K netizens are not the ones affected by this, so I'm sure K netizens would love to see Karina apologize the same way for that thing, you know, because that affects them. So they would want to see Karina apologize 24 times, you know. But this doesn't affect them, so for them it seems crazy. The same way to us, the Karina thing seemed crazy. To me, I'm like, that's just her political beliefs. Like, why the fuck do we care?
The priorities of both
every year.
The public and the agency.
Every time election.
Asking, why are they still being targeted when legal action is now involved? Others are skeptical about the tone of the latest apology, saying it sounds more like an attempt to deflect blame rather than truly address the controversy.
Not really. Like, not every apology has to be like, you know, what Julie did. Like, oh, live. Like, no, this was they had a message, and in the message they included an apology. I think that's so. I mean, you know, they're trying. That you can see the effort. Like there's clearly an effort, and that's what matters. In cases like this, what matters is effort.
One comment even reads, this statement sounds too much like it's saying, the group may have done something wrong, but others are doing worse. That doesn't justify never apologizing properly. Let's be clear, criticism is part of accountability, especially in an industry as global and culturally sensitive as K-pop. But sending threats of violence or spreading harmful lies is not criticism. It's a crime. And now that legal action is on the table, things may soon change. At this point, the situation has spiraled into something bigger than the original incident. Kiss of Life has issued multiple apologies, and their agency is now stepping in with legal force. But the question remains, when does accountability cross the line into harassment?
Alright. Yeah, the threats is never the right answer. You shouldn't threaten people for nothing. Particularly because while their comments were offensive, they were not like threatening at anybody. It's not like they came out and threatened somebody. Now, if they came out starting threatening people, then you can, I guess,
You see, there's no justification
No,
to
not for
threatening
those kind of
people.
threats, but like then what they did is they offended somebody. It's I mean, people can get offended. Like it's okay to be offended. It's like
Major
it's just life. Sometimes people offend you. Like any on the street, somebody cuts you off in a car. Like when you drive, they cut you off. You feel offended. It's like that person offended you. And sometimes they raise their hand, apologize. I'm sorry, but okay. It's just you.
But you did it. Don't say sorry now. You did it.
Right, but I'm just saying, like you deal with people offending you every day, and like anytime you leave your home, or you honestly with social, you don't have to leave your home.
The one I don't like is like, oh, I don't mean to cut you off, but you did. But you did.
But they really had to say something. What I really don't like is especially women do this shit.
Only women?
Yeah, because it's women. When women driving and they put their little hand through the window and they're like they're about to. Oh
I've seen men do that.
no, because ain't nobody letting a man in, but a woman.
Oh.
Men they see a woman like okay, a woman go. Cause no, it's like I
They're
hate that
gentlemen.
shit. Yes, they're gentlemen, but women abuse that shit. I hate it. Anyway, NewJeans court case. 1 billion fine sparks endlessly shock bigger than JYJ.
developments are unfolding in the K-pop world, as the Seoul Central District Court has
Make it
issued a
seem like
rare and forceful
JYJ.
legal order
Yeah, I guess the JYJ group also has some sort of issue.
against members of the girl group NewJeans. The court has ruled that if they violate their exclusive contract again, they'll owe 1 billion Korean, won per violation. That's roughly $720,000 USD. Let's break down what exactly happened, why this decision is unprecedented.
We do not need to
previous
break down
injunctions
nothing.
content. After the court had the judge ruled that they must WI for this type of action, but the court reduced it to JYJ and SM maintain
there you go.
proportionality. For comparison, in the 2011 case between JYJ and SM Entertainment, the court imposed a fine of $20 million per violation. That's just about 1/50th of what's been ordered here. Legal experts suggest this steep penalty is meant to protect the effectiveness of injunctions in Korea's fast-moving entertainment industry.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for multiple reasons. One, inflation, 20 billion. When was it? 2012, they said, I think. 13 years ago, it's completely worth different money than it would be today. So
yeah.
just by inflation, that 20 billion could be maybe 35 billion or whatever already. And it's the value of the group also. Like JYJ, I don't know much about them, but because I don't know much about them, I'm gonna say that they were not as big as NewJeans. So they did not bring as much money. So every violation did not cause did not have the opportunity to cause as much damage as NewJeans violation would. So because if NewJeans go and do a concert, they might generate, throwing numbers out of my ass here, $10 million versus JYJ to generate $1 million. So that Hive loses 10 millions versus SM would have lost 1 million. So of course the fine has to be proportional to the value of the group. So this completely makes sense to me.
It's not about punishing artists harshly. It's about making sure court orders are taken seriously. Industry insiders view this as a turning point. K-pop has become a global business, with brand deals, global tours, and intellectual property tied closely to agency contracts. Any deviation, even one unauthorized performance, can
Right, and also kind of related to the size of the label of the brand, the IP, just NewJeans IP is worth more than JYJ. Like it is what it is.
result in major financial and legal ripple effects. This ruling makes it clear exclusive contracts are legally binding, and if artists ignore court decisions, the consequences can be severe, regardless of their popularity or public support. It's important to note that this ruling is not a judgment on whether the contract itself is fair or not. It simply enforces an earlier court order, which the artists were legally obligated to follow. The judge in this case, Hayo Kyung-moo, is no stranger to high-profile rulings. He passed the bar in 1998, has taught at the Judicial Research and Training Institute, and is known for his strict adherence to legal principles. He recently made headlines for sentencing political figures in unrelated cases, further reinforcing his reputation for objectivity and consistency. To be clear, this case is not about whether NewJeans are right or wrong as artists. This is about whether legal court orders must be followed, even during contract disputes. The court has now said, if you're under an injunction and violate it, the penalties will be steep, especially in industries where timing and brand integrity are critical. This isn't a takedown of idols, and it's not a win for agencies either. It's a strong message from Korea's legal system. The courts must be respected.
Yeah, I think this is not really a dig at anyone. This is basically saying don't do it. Like, and if if you can afford to, I guess, because the whole idea is the fine has to be proportionate, so you can't afford to do it. Because if the fine is so little, because that's the problem with like here in the States with a lot of corporations, that corporations, they just pay the fine and keep doing shit because the fines is like a slap on the wrist. Like it, if a corporation is worth 100 billion, you give them a fine of like $2 million. It's like fucking $5 fine to me. So it's like, I'm gonna keep
doing
yeah, like if I get if speeding tickets were $5 each every time you speed, I don't want to speed because I don't give a fuck. But now they make.
I'm not gonna spend $5 like that.
I mean, it depends how often I would get ticketed. If I get ticketed every day, I would stop speeding. But if I get ticketed twice a month, I can pay $10 a month for not
Fast
abiding.
pass.
Yeah, fast pass for $10 a month. But if the fines end up like $500 a fine, I'm like, okay, I can't afford that, so I'm gonna drive speed limit. It's the same thing. Like NewJeans, if they gave them 50 times less penalty, they probably could afford to just break it, because I'm sure the girls got a little coin, so but now they can't afford it, and the whole point is to not allow them to afford to do it. So it all makes sense. Now it would be interesting to see if there's a dispute if like Everglow, for example, if they were to do this and they got the same amount of fine, I'll be like, oh wow, I mean, very high fine for their worth. But considering NewJeans' worth, I think it's appropriate. SM staff shoves and chokes a heart-to-heart fan caught on video.
Breaking news from the K-pop world. SM Entertainment is under fire once again after a viral video shows a female fan being violently shoved and allegedly choked by a staff member. The incident has sparked.
No, this is okay.
This is security?
Yeah, we need more like that. Cause
security?
Yes. Look at the airports.
Choking?
Who gives a fuck? Don't come near the idols.
Wait.
Did you not remember when we watched the people getting mugged?
Honestly, we only saw the choking part. I don't know what happened before.
Well,
that.
she probably tried to approach. That's their job. Cause it's either you get idols fucking almost stampeded in the airport, and then you cry about, oh, security don't do their job, or security do their job, you cry, oh, they're choking people. Well, listen, don't come near the fucking people. Know what you're supposed to do.
Widespread outrage.
This is fine.
Both in South Korea and internationally. Let's
Like,
dive
don't
into
come
what
near.
happened, what people are saying, and what this means for
Then
fans.
these fucking people come in, do the upskirt shots, try to film. It's like,
if when they do that here, they get sued. I remember one time
maybe you pay a fine, whatever. The company will pay a fine. Don't fucking
and
come.
safety and accountability in the entertainment industry. It all started when
Because we see
H2H.
bitching all the time. The people, the fans is like, oh, how these fans have no common sense. And we've seen that with Jin when he went to one of the BTS members went to Indonesia or something. That was ridiculous. Like, you have to do that with people because people have no fucking common sense.
I don't know what moves are considered legal to do for security.
Well, it wasn't like choking, it was shoving. I guess shoving in the neck. That's what it's kind of like choking. But it seems like he shoved her right on the neck.
SM Entertainment's newest girl group appeared at Incheon Airport.
Already for Hearts to Hearts?
For an offline fan signing event. Fans gathered to see the group as usual, but things took a disturbing turn when a staff member, believed to be a bodyguard, was caught on camera.
Yeah, he's preventing her going next to the group. She's trying to go next to the group. He's preventing her.
Shoving a female fan. The video, which has now gone viral, clearly shows the
she
staff
don't give
member
up.
turning
She
toward the
don't
fan.
give up.
Right, like what?
Uh-oh.
That's not a normal person.
Maybe she's trying to show, oh, I'm trying to go on the train too. You can't stop me from going on the train.
So if you get choked out the first time, your natural reaction wouldn't just to be back off, like what the fuck, and being shocked. She's like, oh, let me continue
like,
go
I'm
to
not
the
trying
train.
to follow the girls. I'm trying to get on my train.
This is a fucking sassang right there.
Aggressively wrapping his arm around her neck area and violently pushing her away from the train doors. And then, shockingly, he turns around and shoves her a second time. This wasn't just a simple push. It was forceful, physical, and sparked immediate concern for the woman's safety. Korean netizens were quick to react, with the original post on the coup garnering over 50,000 views and thousands of furious comments. Many are calling it straight-up assault, and there's a growing call for legal action to be taken against the staff member involved. Here are just a few of the reactions from
That's
Korean
ridiculous.
netizens.
They fucking want to be able to overrun their idols. Like, they just want to, be fucking touching them, licking them. Like, no.
If you're
Like, I understand if Koreans had common sense of space, not to. Then if if you haven't seen those videos where they, overrun the idols, then I would sit here saying, okay, this is fucked up. But I've seen that shit. Like, they have no fucking common sense, these people. And I'm not talking about Koreans, I'm talking about K-pop fans, period. Like, some K-pop fans is just ridiculous.
Misogynistic man who wants to hit women. Just get a job at SM. They seriously need to press charges for that. Why does this keep happening and never get fixed? He only acts like this toward women, never to older men or male fans. And others pointed out
Now, I can't say that because I haven't seen other footages, but he should act the same towards no matter the gender, no matter the age. If anybody tried to approach the idol, protect them. That's your job.
Disturbing double standard. Even if she was assessing, choking and shoving is not the answer. Why do male fans with huge cameras get away with everything, but women get manhandled? This is not the first time a bodyguard or staffer has been caught on video being overly aggressive with female fans, especially at airports.
So if it's only female, that is a problem because I'd like to keep the same energy with men. Yeah, I don't like. I'm talking about this one isolated incident.
And many are now questioning why this behavior is still happening in 2025, despite repeated backlash. Some are even recalling previous incidents. With what appears to be the same bodyguard, raising concerns that SM Entertainment is turning a blind eye to violent conduct by their staff. Let's be clear, even if a fan crosses a boundary, there are protocols, there's security training, and there's a right way to handle.
No, the protocols are not working clearly because the fans keep doing it. You do this
That's
a couple
outrageous.
times. What?
That's outrageous. The fans should back
Yeah,
off.
the
It's
fans
like, you're
need to
doing
have
too
fucking
much.
common
You're
sense.
doing
It's
too much.
ridiculous.
Things. Choking or shoving someone in public is not only unprofessional, it could be criminal. What's more alarming is how common this has become and how often the blame is deflected onto the fans, especially female fans. And while some label these individuals as sasaengs without proof, the level of violence on display simply cannot be justified. The idol industry has a problem, and it's time for real accountability. Whether you're a fan, an agency, or a bystander, everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. No one
Yeah, they do. The idols deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. So when these fans start treating them with dignity and respect, then, the security guards can back off. Because right now, that ain't happening. I think that's it.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.